I woke up tied to a wooden post in a dark barn. My hands were secured behind me. My shoulders ached. I could smell hay, cold air, and gasoline. Somewhere nearby, water dripped in slow, steady intervals. And standing in front of me was Maxwell Dupont, the boy I had spent most of high school being secretly in love with. The boy who bought me dinner a week ago. The boy I gave my number to. I didn't scream, mostly because my brain was still trying to process a very specific thought. I knew this was a bad idea, just maybe not this bad. Let's go back to where it all started, exactly 1 week ago. I was very good at solving strangers' problems on the internet. Missing dogs, cheating partners, stolen packages. People messaged my anonymous channel and I figured things out. Patterns made sense to me. Behavior made sense to me. From a distance, humans were logical. In person, I once apologized to a coat rack. For 2 months, I had been living alone in Europe, which sounds adventurous, but was actually a strategy. If you avoid eye contact long enough, no one speaks to you. I had a beautiful Mediterranean view, strong coffee, excellent pastries, and zero social interaction. It was the most emotionally stable period of my life. Then I came home. My mother looked at me and immediately said, "You're too skinny. We're going to Maggiano's." This is how catastrophic events begin. I was halfway to the restroom when I saw him, Maxwell Dupont. If high school had a monarchy, Max had been king. Perfect hair, effortless confidence, and the rare ability to walk into a room and have people automatically rearrange themselves around him. I had spent 4 years carefully existing near his orbit without ever actually interacting with him. I kept walking. Then he looked directly at me. My brain shut down. I pretended to check my phone. It was upside down. I made it back to the table and sat down, heart racing, hands shaking. A minute later, a waiter approached. "Compliments of the gentleman at the bar." My mother turned so fast I thought she might get whiplash. "Luna, that's Maxwell Dupont." I looked. He wasn't glancing. He was watching me, intently, like he was confirming something. Then he stood and walked over. Every instinct I possessed said, "Leave." Instead, I stayed seated and forgot how conversation works. "Hi," he said. "I'm Max." "I know," I replied, immediately proving I was not prepared for adulthood. He laughed and sat across from me like we were normal people. He started asking questions. Where I lived, if I worked remotely, how long I'd been gone. Not casual curiosity, specific questions, focused ones. I told myself I was overthinking. Except my job is literally noticing patterns. He watched my reactions more than he listened to my answers. Still, when he asked for my number, I gave it to him. Because apparently I can analyze strangers online, but not a boy I liked when I was 16. As he stood to leave, he hesitated. "Feels like I should remember you." "You probably don't," I said quickly. He studied my face 1 extra second, then nodded and left. I didn't breathe again until the door closed. When I went to pay, the bartender handed my card back. "Taken care of." "Why?" He glanced toward the exit. "You know him well?" "No." He hesitated. "His father died last year. Train accident, late at night. Nobody around. Insurance paid out fast." A cold feeling slid up my spine. Small town's gossip, I told myself. My phone buzzed. "Max, I had a really good time tonight. Dinner tomorrow?" I knew I should say no. I typed yes, because sometimes the worst decisions don't feel like mistakes. They feel like getting everything you ever wanted. I had a date with Maxwell Dupont. I said that sentence out loud in my bedroom just to confirm it was a real event and not a psychological episode. Then I panicked. I changed outfits 4 times, Googled what normal girls wear on casual dates, closed the tab because the results felt judgmental. I was not nervous about dinner. I was nervous about opening my mouth. At exactly 6, Headlights crossed the driveway. A red Porsche. Of course. I watched from the upstairs window like a completely stable adult hiding behind a curtain. He stepped out in jeans and a white t-shirt, looking like a person who had never once worried about existing incorrectly. I opened the door. He stopped when he saw me. A real pause. "You look different than I expected." "Bad different?" I asked. He shook his head slowly. "No. Good different." I forgot how breathing worked. He opened the passenger door for me. I attempted to enter gracefully and instead walked directly into his chest. "I trip near strong emotional situations," I explained. "I'll remember that," he said, smiling. The drive was easy. He carried the conversation whenever silence tried to form. Music, food, travel. Then Europe came up. "Which cities? How long? Airbnb or hotel?" "You're thorough," I said. "I like knowing who I'm with." Normal sentence. Not normal feeling. At the restaurant, we hadn't opened menus before he told the waiter, "She'll have the chicken, Brian." I blinked. "How do you know that?" "You didn't eat the Alfredo last night." I didn't remember him watching. I should have found that alarming. Instead, I felt noticed. That was my first mistake. He listened when I spoke. Real listening. He asked about my channel and leaned forward when I explained how I analyze behavior patterns. "You read people well?" he asked. "Online," I said. "In person, I once held a door open for 15 seconds for someone walking toward a different building." He smiled. "I waited a long time to meet you." I froze. "What does that mean? Feels like I should have known you sooner." After dinner, I mentioned his father. His expression changed, but not the way I expected. "People look at you differently when money appears," he said. "Not grief. Money." A small unease settled in my stomach. At my door, he stepped closer and kissed me softly. Then he said, "I'm glad I found you." Found, not met. Found. I didn't sleep that night. At 2:14 a.m., I searched. Dupont train accident. Too many articles appeared. Then I logged into my anonymous channel. One new message waited. No username. Just one sentence. "Stop looking into the Dupont accident." For the first time, I considered a possibility my brain did not want to process. The boy I thought I had waited years to meet might have been looking for me first. Coming soon, Episode 2. Don't forget to subscribe.